Good morning, gang. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Green Sword standing by. Good morning. You can see where we're up to this morning. It's going to start. We're going to start with a bang this morning. Start with a bang. Saturday morning in Tokyo, early Saturday morning. It was like a beautiful day. The sky actually is a blue sky. It's a bit washed out in that video. The camera is pointing up into the sky. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. Clear sunshine and it's chilly, cold, chilly, chilly. What's on the schedule today? We're going to finish this block off, obviously. It won't take too long and we'll start the next one. We do have, somewhere down here, we have a show and tell for later on. Other than that, let's just get to it. When I played back the recording of the previous stream, it seemed that the banging it's not too bad actually. I was quite surprised. I thought it would be worse, but it's not so bad. So let's have a go. Change the glasses. Away we go. Let's just get right to it. Yeah, it's tolerable. So, okay, here we go. Getting noisy, sorry. Just be a few minutes. For those of you, somebody's new here, I don't know what's going on. Whatever, give me a few minutes. It'll be noisy for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then it'll be quiet work, we can talk. But I've got to clear the wide wood first, so if there's newbies here. Okay, I think that will almost do us for the noisy stuff. Just a second here. Just a bit more here. Okay, thanks for your patience. Good morning. Okay, good morning, gang. Sorry about all that noise. Where we go. Now it's some peaceful work here. The music, you know, when I used to work just by myself in the Ome workshop, when there was no store, no shop, never anybody around, of course I frequently used music. Generally, when I was doing that large hammering, it's no point, so I turned it off at that point. You can't listen to music and do that, of course, you know. There's also a problem with the beat. When you're hammering like that, if the music is like it's a rock beat or something, you can't do it because your hammer wants to go with the beat and it doesn't match the work and whatever. So during that part of the job, I didn't listen to music, you know. But once that was over, if this had been, I would have got to this point and turned on the radio again. You know, so. When I had my lunch yesterday, you know, I sat down with the chat, not printout, I know, the readout of all the chat. And again, I couldn't finish it during my lunchtime. It's so much. It's not like it was fun the other day. Lots of good conversation, lots of funny stuff going back and forth. I don't even know what you're talking about now, but it's okay. Is that a split in the wood? No, this is, if that's what you're looking at here, no, this is a grain. There's there was a branch or something there. So this is a knot. When I was laying this out, I was careful. If that had been here, I wouldn't have been able to use this block for that, because clearly if that darker grain pattern, and it's crumbly there, if that was in a printing area, it would show in the color. So that doesn't cause a block to be rejected, because as you can see, we just simply balance it and move around. If there were lots of these, it's no go. This isn't great wood. It's hard enough. It'll print, it'll do the job, but it is not great wood at all. Okay, that's the wide clearing. Let's get up close a little bit. So you can see what's going on. And the final stage, clearing away next to each of the carved places. Don't think I have any specific Saksa news and stuff for today. I know yesterday the people who are going to be opening the restaurant next door in the old kimono shop, they dropped by. I know the gas company wanted to get inside and have a look at the fittings and stuff. So I chatted with her for just a few minutes. I'm like, "What's going on? Why aren't you here?" You know, and she's like, she laughed at me and said, "It's as I expected. It is the construction company that they're hiring to do this. They're just simply too busy. There's too much work. The company has too much work and not enough employees. It's a real labor shortage for any kind of a skilled labor here in Japan. It's a real labor shortage situation, and they're just waiting." So she says, we would have liked to get going already so that they can do the year-end business. There's lots of parties and stuff at year-end. But she said now, halfway through November, there's no way that's going to work. So, and they still don't have a starting date. So she seems like a nice lady. Seems like a happy, nice lady. Quite young. It'll be interesting to have them next door, I guess. Whether I will eat there a lot or not depends on a couple of things. It's, whether the virus thing is all cleared up by then, and of course whether they have a no smoking policy. If it's another heavy cigarette bar, then that's it. I won't be in there. But if they've switched to the new style of having a no smoking, then I'll give it a try. This is not my job, Karen. It's next door, isn't it? They're hiring a full-service company. They've got an architect to design it. Then, this is not a do-it-yourself job at all, like Moko Hankan does. Those guys are not do-it-yourselfers. They hire, a major company. They must be paying a fortune. And when I say a fortune, I mean a fortune. To outfit a restaurant like that in a space that large, I don't know, a couple $100,000, I think. Actually, they're probably planning a couple $100,000. It's going to be 2 floors, a full kitchen, and they're working from zero. There's just a shell, a concrete shell there now. So. our own construction, oh yeah, my son and I are still, actually, I was going to say procrastinating. Procrastinating is not the right word for it. We're still so freaking busy. But we haven't started our own construction here, on the job of converting our shop into a display space. And we're still, I guess, thinking about it. Should we really do that, or what's going on, or But my God, we're still so busy. I've got to get this block set ready. The printers are waiting for it now. And we spent all day yesterday again on the post office stuff. The new post office system. They won't be accepting handwritten packages or self-printed labels. Everything has to go through the new post office software starting January 1st. And their software is, I start to be a grumble Dave again here, but my God, we spent all day yesterday with it. They have no Mac software, and it's not internet-based. It's all Windows software that we have to use to be able to put our stuff into the post office from now on. And we're a Mac house, so we set up a parallel system yesterday, installed their software, and whatever. Half the day on their service. And we're not even talking to the post office people. They said, no, we can't help you. Phone Hitachi, the software development company, Cameron came over. He was here for the first time in months. We had to do this face to face. He's going to be running this thing, so we couldn't really do this comfortably over the phone. So he came down yesterday, looked around. My God, he was surprised. He came in the shop yesterday, and he didn't say anything to me, but it's a mess. This place there's boxes, there's crap, there's junk, there's vacuum cleaners sitting there. It used to be a shop, and now it's just like a warehouse. And he didn't complain or say anything, but he looked at me like, have we fallen this far, So. I should watch what's going on here. Why is it not web-based? It's a good question. Why is it not web-based? So I know for the case of large companies, the Amazon-type companies, there's a full API system that the Amazon computers talk to the post office computers through API. They won't give us access to the API, so we can't use our own software. And for consumers, it's a web interface one by one. You put one package in, type the address, hit send, and it prints the label for you. But it's one package at a time. We have hundreds a day. So we yelled at them, look, we need something in between. So they sent us this disk. This was funny, too. They sent the CD to do this install and said, send it back again within 24 hours. It's highly secure software. I'm like, give me a break. Anyway, no complaint. Don't need to talk about software. So, zoom, please. I don't know how closely I can zoom in without being able to move around here. So. What other updates are there? I mentioned, Yamada-san was here yesterday. The young, one of our young part-timers. We're using the Patreon money. He's one of the 3 people who was working on the collection, updating the collection. He spent all day yesterday. He actually wasn't very happy about the assignment yesterday. He comes normally on Fridays, sometimes Thursdays, and he comes on Fridays. And he might be doing whatever shipping is happening from Asakusa that day, which he did yesterday. He went to the post office with that stuff. And then he might be doing photography for the collection, or he might be doing data entry for the collection. yesterday, the one I asked him to do, what we're doing is in the collection, everything is tagged. The tags. If there's a picture of a landscape, it has to be tagged: landscape, mountain, river, whatever, all the objects that are in the picture. We're trying to make the collection as accessible as possible. So we're tagging stuff. But the stuff we put up for the past couple of months, we were sort of a little bit delinquent on that, and we postponed it. Anyway, so he did yesterday enough tagging. He caught up on all the stuff that's in the collection so far, hundreds and hundreds of prints. So he was tagging them yesterday. And like at the beginning, he didn't know what my level of, what did I want, And I simply said, well, if there's a picture there, each specific object, if there's a boat in it, put the word boat into the tag list, because who knows, somebody might be searching for Japanese prints with boats, we don't know. But he doesn't know how far down I want to go. Do we put the word leaf in if there's a leaf in the picture? So where do you find the common sense level of what to tag? So he sat there yesterday with the iPad, actually, because I was using the other computers. He sat there with the iPad and tagged hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of prints. So you should be able to test it now. Actually, if you go to the collection page and look in the search box, you can search by tags, and you can try it out and see what comes up. Searching for words that you think might be there in Japanese prints. He came across stuff that he couldn't figure out what it is, and he brought them to me. Dave, what do you think this is? I mean, what do you mean, what is this? And this is what, if we should try this actually. If you go to the horse tag, yeah, I don't know what will come up. If you try the tag there's one. Yesterday he showed me, something there, and I couldn't tell him what it is. It looks like maybe it's a monkey. I'm not quite sure. It was a white creature. If you go to the collection page. So maybe it's a cat. Type in the word monkey. Did he actually do this? I know. And is that a monkey or is it not a monkey? I don't know. What's this? Someone saying, Dave, nails are so clean today. Not what I'm used to seeing. What's this? Oh, okay, I got out of the shower actually about a half an hour ago, and I haven't sharpened yet. Anytime we do the sharpening here, I bring the mud up, and that's it for the rest of the session there. My hands are muddy. So is that what it is? Or Dave, nails are so clean. They're also too long again. The nails in the hair, they just do not stop. Yeah, did you find the one with the white creature? It's in the Nichiren. There's a set of Senshafta, which we'll be showing here. Did we find it? Is this the minimum depth we need to carve so that it shows up clearly on the print? I'm not quite sure what you're asking here. We're carving so that things don't show up on the print. I know. And yes, we want the minimum depth. We don't want to cut down too far because it makes the print difficult. It makes the block difficult to print if these things are too deep. So yeah, the goal is as shallow as possible, but not causing trouble to the printers. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay, I do believe this one is ready. Pine needles, ready to go. Okay, moving right along, let's put this one away and start the next one. You're looking at those Nichiren prints, and I haven't started to look at those yet myself. It's apparently, and I say this just apparently, it's apparently a series of episodes, the life episodes in the guy who we know as Nichiren, one of those factions of Buddhism, and it's episodes in his life, I guess. We've actually got other print sets of the same thing, designed by different people. It was quite a popular theme, even back in ukiyo-e days. So I haven't looked that up yet. I don't know what these things are. Someone's asking, like, what is that monkey creature or a cat creature? What is that little doll that's hanging in the sky up in the tree or whatever? I have no idea what these are. But they are known things, and there should be a way to search this out and find those. So the tiny human floating in a tree. No idea, Karen. No idea. No idea. I know you say a whole temple dedicated to him. He's a big deal here in Japan because the group, the Komeito group, the Soka Gakkai, that's their thing. They are one of the sects of Nichiren Buddhism. And the group that's SGI, Soka Gakkai International. This is the group here in Japan that's really mixing politics and religion. And this is their man. This is their guy. So, Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? We have next now. We're going to do a mixed block. Okay, as I said, let's see. We can't do the yellow block as I sit here because the yellow block needs information from the green block. Now, what I'm going to need to do is, and I'm not going to do this on the stream here because it's way too. I'm going to get to the printing bench. I've got to take the key transfers that I've already done. And I have to first get a dummy and test to make sure this green block does line up. And once I do know it lines up, I have to print it in a color, put this transfer sheet on here and print it. And that will show where the green color actually comes, and that will let me know how I'm going to carve this cloud and or this sky. I need to know where the green is before I can do those. So that needs me to go and test this block, go back to the printing bench, and figure it all out. And I can't do it sitting at my carving bench here. What I can do is, among my color separations here, there's a block that's going to be a combo block. It's going to have the grass stuff at the bottom here, which is all independent. It's outlined on the key block. I can draw it. It's going to have the beaks of the birds. I can color that in. It's going to have their legs. I can color that in. And also, up at the top of it, it's going to have the sun. Now, the sun also is the same kind of thing. It needs to know where the green is, but I'm going to try and get away with it by just drawing it on that one, overlapping them a bit. And the printers are not going to be too happy about this because the sun and the beaks and legs are kind of close together. But I really don't see any other way around it. The yellow has to go by itself. The sky and water are going to go by themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we can separate it because we can't have an odd number of blocks. We need an even number of block faces. You can't have an odd number of blocks because every piece of wood has two sides. So what, actually, now that I think about it, what I should do is this. Yes, let's separate the sun. Let's just do this block for that stuff. Eyes, beaks, legs, grasses. And keep the sun off it. Let's do that. Do I test print the leaves with green color or just a black pigment? It doesn't really matter. I know, as you see already, when I did the test printing on this one, these birds here, these are going to be karazuri, embossing, with no color in the finished print. But when I did the test printing, I put black pigment on it because I have to be able to see where the lines are. But in real life, they will print with no black. But it doesn't matter. This black, once it's here, you can print it and it won't come off. So printing it once is no problem. Doing these leaves, if I print them with green, it might not be visible. So I'll probably print them in a black and a gray, but it doesn't matter, it'll wash off. It's quite possible to print blocks with different colors. Did we get to the bottom of why that set of 53 stations only had 52? No, I have no other data on this. All we know is that somebody made the decision to leave one off so that they would fit in the physical format. There will never be an answer to this. The people who made that are long gone. There's no documentation. So that's a finished story. Okay, now this one is important. I'll start here, but before I start covering, I am going to show you guys, I start talking YouTuber. It's really easy to miss stuff here, so I want your opinion here on this as well. So let's do this. It's going to be grasses, legs, beaks, and eyes, and I do not want to miss any of it. Interesting, they included some of the eyes, but some of them they left off. I don't know, we'll put them all in here, I think. I think that's it. Not quite sure. Leg, leg. Got all the legs. This leg, this leg, this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs are in. Beaks. 1, 2, 3, 4 beaks are in. Eyes. 4 eyes are in. Nothing in the tree trunk. Nothing back here. I think that's it. But how do we know? How do we know? How do we know? Of course, all the grasses, little bits of reed here, this. Because if I miss something, it turns up white in the finished print, So. I think we're good to go. As I said, I was thinking about putting the sun on this same block, but that's really too close. We need lots of power on the sun, and that would smash this. So no go on this. But, yes, I think what I should do, we are going to need a color for the cartouche. I forgot about that. We're going to need a color for the cartouche. Haven't decided what color it's going to be yet, but this is the block to put on. Ishikawa-san, good morning. Kami o dashita yo. She's late this morning. She's waiting for this one. Today, what she's doing upstairs is she's doing the last work on the last batch of number 12, the 12th subscription print, the December subscription print for this year. She's embossing it, putting her name on it, putting the title on it. That's what she'll be doing upstairs today. Someone's saying, I think I missed a grass blade near the foot at the bottom. Well, you want to point it out? I don't know. I thought I checked, but let's have another look. A grass blade near the foot at the bottom. These are the feet. There's no grass on the trunk here, that's for sure. There's no grass there on the trunk. We've got these three poking up from the bottom. I've got this one, which is here. There's no grass in this area, I believe. No grass here. I've got that one. I've got the big ones here. I've got the one going across. I've got the little thing going down, which sort of looks like a grass blade. Whether I should go this far, that's an option, eh? What do you think? Could go this far. In the original, it's the green background. We could put it on both and then see what happens. We could do that. This one here, I don't think I'm going to put this in. That's in this area here. There's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. This one down here, this here. I think I'm good to go, you know. If it turns out that I've tinily missed one that they actually did in brown, it's okay, because I'll be doing it in green. I think we're good to go. A bit of the log that looks like a blade. This thing here, I don't know, the log itself really is brown all the way down. It's log and feet. One, two, three. I think we're okay, you know. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Now we cannot put this one here because this cartouche area, which is going to need to be a smooth flat color, there's a grain discrepancy here. You can see the grain does something. There must have been a knot inside. So I'm a little nervous about the printing there. That grain discrepancy could show in the finished print. So if we put it this way, the cartouche area comes in an area of flat, smooth wood. No problem. These little grasses and bits, they can go on anything. It doesn't matter at all because they're so small, there's going to be no grain problem. Even something like this. Let's have a look. No, it's in the clear. So we're good to go. That's a good face to use for this. Here we go. We all know what happens next. Carve some registration marks. Someone's asking, what is that small wood pole on the camera? A small wood pole on the camera. You mean outside? Inside or outside? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. The small wood pole on the camera. Here. Oh, this thing. This is our light, which is really waiting to be cleaned. Absolutely. On the camera outside. Well, whatever. Let's pull this up for a second. Whatever. There's the outside view. The shop across the street, by the way, you see there's a bunch of flowers outside the shop across the street. They have reinvented their business. They are restarting their business. They used to be a cafe. They're now calling themselves a bar. The vertical brown things. I don't know, we have street lights and little small lights stick up here and there along the street. And the sky tree at the back. There's lots of lights, decorations on this street. So they're going to call themselves a bar now. They've got the menu posted outside, and it's the same menu as before. And they're just calling themselves a bar instead of a coffee shop. So I guess maybe this is something to do with what they're trying to get on social media, or because this is Asakusa, people don't expect to see a coffee shop, but they do expect to see a bar. I don't know. We're going to tap here. If you've got headphones, be careful. We're going to make a short, sharp tap. Ready? I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1, tap. These guys, they had a license before. They were a coffee shop, but you could go in there and have a beer and stuff. There's the licensing thing here is really kind of, I don't know, kind of loose. You know, I mean, there is licensing, but it's not what you call yourself. Didn't seem to make much difference. The business hasn't changed at all. It's the same menu. They're serving the same stuff. The prices seem the same, but they took down the red sign that says, I don't know, what did it say? Kari's Coffee Shop. And now the red awning says nothing, but the other sign on the signage on the menus and the door is bar. Okay. Paste this. Peel day. A bit too much glue. I think we're okay. No, we're okay. What's the glue we're using? It's a mucilage glue. It's called Arabic Yamato. Yamato is the name for Yamato glue paste. And Arabic. It's made from Arabic gum. It's what you call a mucilage in the West, a school mucilage. We're a little bit heavy on the glue there, but let's see, we can get away with this, I think. Yeah, it's bubbled a little bit. Not so good. Bit of bubbling here. I think we're okay. Anybody want to print? Such nice stuff. Now, can we see through it? I don't know. Don't think so. We got to do this one day. Try using this again. Actually, peel this off, spray it onto a backing paper, and then peel it down again. Well, I'm sure we could do that. Oops. And there we go. Absolutely transparent. The glue we're using, you're talking about the glue again, the bottle shape here in Japan, the applicator system, it's a little spongy thing where the glue squeaks through. When I was a kid, the applicator was a different shape. The applicator was a triangular thing at the top, and you pressed it down and the triangular thing bent back like a mouth and the glue came out. But the glue inside seems exactly the same as that stuff I used when I was a kid. We called it mucilage. It's got the same feeling. It's a little bit of a golden brown color. It's got the same stickiness, the same tackiness. I have no idea if it's still available or if it's poisonous and they're not allowed to use it in school anymore or something. I don't know. And supposedly this is made from gum arabic. It's from some kind of tree in Africa and it's sticky and they make glue with it. But whether it's made from that stuff or it's just that's the name for some chemical compound, I don't know. Anyway, it's called Arabic. Arabiki. Well, this is wet, wet, wet. I can't put my knife in here. It's wet. If I try and put my knife in here now, the paper will tear and slide. So give me 1 minute here. I did put too much glue on there. Okay, tell you what, actually, if I can't carve because it's too wet, let's sharpen. I am hungry, so hungry. Light dinner last night, no snack before bed, and I missed breakfast this morning. Yeah, give that man a bran muffin, I know. If only, if only. I was up late last night, you know, I was at programming for the post office. It's fun. This morning I get up, you know, when I was late, I got up quickly, got her paper out of the, freezer upstairs because I knew she was coming this morning, Ishikawa-san. And then I stood there upstairs and I was timed, like it's 7:35 or something. And I got time for one of two things. I got time for a shower or time to grab a bite, but not time for both. So this morning I had to shower instead of breakfast, so couldn't do both today. So the gray color here, now this is particles. It's particles of steel, of metal coming off. That's what the gray color. The stone itself is inert. You see the light brown color from the mud, but the gray, the black that's starting to appear here, it's metal coming off the blade. I think we're there. Nice. As always, you know, it doesn't need much. The blades are so small that there's so little metal being removed. It's over in seconds. And it's a bug and a feature. Because it's over so quickly, it's good. But the problem is when you're first learning how to do this, I'd do just what you saw me doing, put it down. And if you get the angle wrong, then you make your strokes, you pick it up and you realize you've totally transformed and got the wrong angle on your knife. So you try and go back and do it again, you got to put a funny bevel on it. So it's a benefit in that it doesn't take long to sharpen the knife, but the downside is that it's also, you can screw the whole thing up with 1 or 2 or 3 strokes at the wrong angle. And that was tough back at the beginning. That was tough. And I debated, years and years and years ago, I debated I should get one of those little clamps. You put the knife into the clamp, it's got a roller, and you roll it down your stone, and that keeps the angle. They're very common for people that things like plane blades. But I didn't do that because I thought it would be easy to do, you would get the blade perfect every time, and you would never, ever, ever develop your own skill. You would never know how to do it yourself, and you would always be dependent on that tool. There's an interesting question, you know, it's a jig, so why not use a jig? Tool makers use jigs all the time to guide their tools in a certain way. Is it a jig or is it a crutch? I don't know. Nothing wrong with using a jig to guide your tool, right? But if you always use a jig, then you can't do it by yourself. So is that a big deal? I don't know. This is nice. We are here, home free. Is it a jig or is it a crutch? Yeah, honing guide, sharpening guide. I guess there's nothing wrong with it. It's a guide, of course. Help you do the job properly. Yeah, that's the point. The jig could be training your hands to do it in the right place. I guess that's probably not really what would happen. If you've got the jig, then you're going to be holding the jig and rolling it along. You're not actually going to be holding the tool in the same way that you were when you're sharpening. So I'm not so sure that's a valid point. The jig is the one that's holding the tool rather than yourself. So, yeah, anyway, lots of ideas here. Okay, let's do a little bit of carving. What's the time? 9:07. We've got a few minutes here before we switch to show and tell. Show and tell today is nice. It's part of that same batch still, and not to be too repetitive here, but a couple of weeks ago I got a whole bunch of stuff the same evening. Somebody on Yahoo Auction put up dozens and dozens and dozens of prints, and I bought a few of the sets. I couldn't get them all. I would have loved to have them all, but there's a limit to the amount I can spend. So. But we'll look at one more of those sets in show and tell today. It's a set of Taisho Sinshafta prints from Taisho 14 or 15, I think it is. This block, I think it's from the same tree. It's the same stuff as the previous one. We've got them all coded. It's the same code number. So this block is going to be almost identical to the one we had just now. It's quite hard in surface. It's got a difficult grain pattern. It'll be good and crunchy. It should survive for a number of years, I think. Yeah, the eyes and beaks, so we need something hard because the printing areas here are very small. It's not too bad. We'll be using very light pressure and we'll be using delicate brushwork too. These are not going to be rich, deep colors. This is actually going to be a fairly faint color. So we're okay with this. It's really vague, the original. Some of them, the eyes join the beak. This one, it's separate. This one, the eye has a big patch behind it on the head, Ah, どうもありがとうございます。
川合さん。
ああ、よかった。Good, good, good.
置いてきますね。
Thank you. どうも。
どうも。
はい。 That's from Kawai-san in Nagano. It's the last batch of the November print. The November print for this year's series. It's coming from our printer, Kawai-san in Nagano Prefecture. I sent her yesterday, 2 days ago, I sent her the blocks and paper for her next job. This happens here just every day. The blocks go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I sent yesterday the full block set and another 80 sheets of paper for the octopus over to Kubota-san. He wanted another job. And I gave him the octopus. We're getting low on copies of the octopus. So. This is a lot of my job these days. I do the sizing upstairs, get the paper ready, then send it over to the printers. I'm the guy that gets to decide who does what job, negotiate with them about what they're doing, then I prepare the paper. The prints come back here from them to me. The prints don't go directly to Ome. All the prints come here. That will come out of there today onto this desk. I'll check each one, pull off any bark. And then once I've cleared them all, I count them. And then I do two things. I tell Cameron the final count, and he prepares payment for the printer. And then I send the prints themselves over to Ome, and they, of course, pack them and get them ready for shipping. And this is very much, at least for our subscription series, it's very much the just-in-time system, This is, what is this today? It's November 14th. This is the second batch of prints for the November print, the 11th print in this year's series. So these prints Cameron will be sending invoices out on the 15th. Well, no, he's off the weekend, so he'll be doing it on the 16th. We split the collectors into two groups, people who get their invoices on the 1st of the month and people who get their invoices on the 15th. So he'll be invoicing a batch of people on the 15th or 16th, and as their payments flow through our system, Ome sees that and ships the prints. And these are the prints that will be in that billing on Monday. So talk about just in time. Actually, it's a little bit closer this time than I would like. We normally don't cut it this close. It's time, isn't it? It's time. Move on to the next part of our stream here today. Show and tell stream. Show and tell section. Hi. Like you're going to let me forget, right? So I'm saying enjoy those sizing streams. I don't think I've done a sizing stream now in around a year. I don't know. I got a bunch of feedback. I did too many, I guess, in a row. And I got a bunch of feedback that, Dave, these are not interesting, so I kind of lay off for a while. But yes, I am doing a lot of sizing. Part of the reason now I don't do it on stream is because it involves all the cameras. I've got all the cameras, all the cables, everything has to go upstairs, all the tripods. I've got to migrate everything. Whereas if we just have a normal stream, I can just come here and start working. But yeah, we should maybe think about it, because I'm doing sizing every week, a number of times every week. Okay. Show and tell. Bing. Here we go. Who can read this? I can read the first three. I don't know what the last two are. These are fans. Uchiwa e. And I'm not quite sure what the past two characters are. I don't know. I'm not going to quote those. But these are fan. It's a set of Senshafta, and these are fan prints. And this is really, really rare. I mean, it's not worth anything. I don't mean rare in the sense of worth anything. But it's rare to see these. Very, very rare to see this sort of stuff. This is part of the original packaging of this set. This is the original pasteboard box. It's been squeezed on somebody's shelf, so it's kind of crushed. but it is kind of cool to see this. As soon as I saw it, I was hoping there would be a label in the back showing the publisher's name, but no, nothing. It's just a pasteboard box. And what's inside it is a set of prints. This actual set of prints is in there along with a bunch of other stuff. The person who collected these must have kept, there's an interesting box, so they put a bunch of other stuff in the box. So what we're going to see here is a full set of Sensschafter prints in the 4-up style, and then we've got a bunch of random Sensschafter prints scattered into the bottom. First, the main deal. And a link, please, somebody, from the Mokhankan collection in the newest era. This is Taisho 14. Taisho 14, this is 1926. These are already online. So if we can see a link to this set, it's what did I call it? Hiroshige fan prints. And they are online already. And what we've got here, this is one of the cover sheets to the set. It's got the date, it's Taisho 14, the 8th month, and it's got the name of the, I guess that would be the designer. I don't know. I should keep quiet things I don't quite know about too well. It's the name of the group. And I don't know the pronunciation of it here. And they would have had a tricky pronunciation. It's a group, Carving Men Group. I don't know. They're playing with puns here, so I don't know how to read this. But it's another one of those Sensschafter groups. Got it in there? John, thank you very much. It's a race. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, this is the cover sheet, and of course these are many of the sponsors' names. This would be the top group from the sponsors' names. This is Sendai. I knew him. He died just after I came to Japan. Or that would be his grandfather, going by this date. It's the family name. So the guy I knew would be the son of this man. Anyway, enough of that. Let's look at the prints. This is the cover sheet, or the colophon sheet, whichever way you want to look at it. And the prints themselves are 8 prints, and they're done in a 4-up style. And do I say the same thing every time? These guys have done a beautiful, beautiful job. Yes, the bold lettering is a specific style of kanji, and it's called, what do they call it? Edo moji? Edo, there's a name for it. They use it in the kabuki signboards. They use it sometimes in the sumo signboards. There's a word for it. Edo moji, show Edo. I can't remember. Edo moji, is that right? Okay. Good. Let me see how close I can get this, because the carving and printing here, again, this lady has makeup on her eyes. Oops, that's as far as we can go, it seems. And what's the scale here? There's my finger. This is all happening. Her hairline's this, with 2 blocks on her head. Very unusual for prints of this size. 2 blocks on her head. And look at the scale here. And the printing is smooth, clean. The gradations are beautiful. Hontoni. And yeah, the underbite. This is the drawing style. Whether the woman looked like that or not, this was a drawing style for these kind of ladies at this era. And there's pink. There's pink makeup printed on her face at this scale. And I can't read the title of this. This is Yukibare. Snow, bright light. Yukibare normally means after the snow, the sun has come up. We get this bright, brilliant snow. That's called Yukibare. They've done it here under moonlight, and this would be a place name. And again, this is really heavily distorted. Seeing a bridge, I would have thought it would be Yukibare no Ryogoku, but I don't think that's Ryogoku. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've asked a bunch of people, the staff members too, and nobody here can read that. Let's zoom out a bit more so you can see what's going on here. Anyway, there are 8 prints in this set, and it's a series. They're obviously taken from Hiroshige designs. Hiroshige didn't design the thing you see here. This is a 20th century group stealing Hiroshige's work, chopping it into a fan shape, and making it as a print. So it's repurposed. It's mixed. It's a mix-up. And of course, beautifully done and printed. And there's no numbering on them. I guess they would normally go by seasons, I guess. So we'll see a selection of different seasons here. And this is, I can read this, this is Haneda Benten. And this is a shrine on a small island in the place that there's now an airport. It's Haneda Airport. And it's 8, yeah, it's 8 views, but they're not numbered as 8, but it is a set of 8 prints. And they don't seem to match. There's no descending geese and stuff here. I don't think, let's see as we go along. We have a snow, but I don't think this is going to match the standard classical 8 themes. But there is 8 in the set. They've followed the convention to that extent. And again, just the delicacy and the fineness of this. And this is a bit funny what we're seeing here. Look at this. This is a boat, and presumably they're going out to Benten. But you see what we've got here. This is a ferry boat, and on it is this woman in her kago. We saw this back in the last David's Choice video. So this is maybe, I'm just guessing, the lady of the house with some of her attendants, and the men who carry this thing around are out of sight at the moment. But yeah, she's being taken out. Yeah, you're going to get these themes: returning sails or evening glow. But I don't think the set as 8. There is a rain. So far so good. We have 3 out of the classical 8 themes. It's a night scene with rain, so we have evening rain. But I don't think the rest of them are going to fit. This one has no place name marked on it, but I think we all know where this is. In the background, we have a very unmistakable scene. John's got it, of course. This is the old Sensoji with the pagoda on the river side of the temple. These days, the pagoda is on the other side, but back in this era, the pagoda was on the river side of the temple. That's Asakusa Sensoji. This could maybe be evening glow, and in fact, actually it does. It says, Ryogoku, this is the bridge name, Ryogoku, one of them I can't read. Ryogoku is the bridge name, and it's Fuji. Evening something, Mount Fuji, I guess it's an evening glow maybe. So we're sort of looking like the standard set of 8, but I don't think we're going to get all the way. So go back to the last one, the tree. I didn't see that, but let's have a look at this. Is there something going on here? Is that tree? What's the story with the tree? What's the story with the tree? You got me. Is it in the boat? It's not in front of the boat. It's not behind the boat. You tell me. What's with the tree? Ferry boat with a built-in tree. In the water, in the Sumida River? I don't think so. There's not going to be a pine tree growing in the Sumida River. This is clearly a dock. Are they moving it in the boat? You wouldn't do that. You'd lay it down. You bundle up the roots, you'd lay it down and move it over somewhere. You wouldn't move it around standing up. Interesting mystery. I didn't notice that. So good. This lady, someone's asking, what has she got in her mouth? Well, it looks like tissues or a towel, I guess. I don't know. Again, this is wrong place, wrong time. In scenes of the geisha quarter in the evening, we see these ladies with these package of tissues, and that's an indication of their job. Looks like she's hanging onto a sandwich. No idea. Okay, there's 4. Moving along now. If that was evening glow, what would this be? Clearing weather? If. Summertime again. Very summery scene, right? And now here, domo, thank you. Post office dropping a box outside. That's from Kubota-san, one of our other printers. Today is going to be a packing day. And here's where the 8 views things falls apart, because we now have a second one of snow. And this could easily, that could be autumn moon maybe, not the snow one. If that's autumn moon, okay, hold everything. Maybe we do have a standard set. Autumn moon, I'm just guessing, clearing weather or evening glow. This is the other one, clearing weather or evening glow. This is night rain. Returning sails, maybe. They're in a boat going somewhere, there's more sails. That's the cover picture. This would be snow night. It's night snow. That leaves us what? It leaves us evening bell and this is classic, and it says Asakusa, I don't know the pronunciation, spring snow. That leaves geese. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get. And this is classic, and this is stolen from a Hiroshige design. And again, the pagoda is on the river side of Sensoji, not on the other side. Unfinished umbrella. No, it's snow. It's of course snow. So we've got 2 left here. Let's get to the bottom of this. That's the bottom of this. Oh, we do have geese. I think you're in it. We do have a classical set. This would be descending geese. This is, I forget the pronunciation. It's just up here in Sumida, in the Sumida Park along the river. It looks like 3 countries, but it's not pronounced Mikuni. It's pronounced Mineguri? I don't think so. I don't remember. Mineguri, no. And it says evening glow. This is evening glow. But no, this is the descending geese. And then, okay, I'm now confused. Just a minute. Let's get these and lay them all out where we can see them. Hang on a second. Let's see this. What's going on? I am confused about this. Let's get these where we can see them all. Okay, the classical set starts with evening snow, or evening snow. We've got that. Then night rain. We've got night rain. Then autumn moon. I could buy this as an autumn moon. And then number 4 is evening bell. Evening bell. We have people going towards a temple in the distance. Let's put the idea that this is evening bell. We then need descending geese, and okay, there's geese in the sky here. After descending geese comes, I've forgotten. What's descending geese? Descending geese. Let's skip that next one. Then we've got clearing weather and evening glow. works, you know. That's evening glow. It even says so, evening glow. Oh, returning sales. Yeah. So this would be a returning, but it says evening glow. Anyway, that's geese. So this would have to be the returning sales, and then these two would be clearing weather and evening glow. We do have a set that seems to closely match a normal standard set. I didn't realize that. I looked at it, saw the multiple snows, and thought, no way. This says evening, so this is going to be your evening glow. This would be then clearing weather. I don't know that it shows any signs of there having been rain. This is a summer scene. There's no clouds. It's a breezy summer day. But that would have to match clearing weather. Clearing weather, evening glow, returning sales, descending geese, evening bell at the distant temple there. That's the classic case of that. Evening bell. Autumn moon, night rain, and evening snow. We've got it. Bingo. We've got it. As I said, they're all on the collection website, but I will now be adapting that. I'm going to update that to show that we've recognized this is actually a full set. Write them on the prints with Sharpie. Yeah, right. Okay, very nice. And the cover picture, again, the colophon picture for the set is here. But it doesn't mention Hakke, you know. It doesn't mention Hakke. I'm not totally happy with this. It would surely mention, I don't know, Uchiwa Hakke or something. The box also. It would mention that it's a set of 8, but it says nothing about this. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, it's all lined up at last. Okay, I'll adapt the website to put them in the proper order and show the set. So, a long time since you've seen the cones. Sorry about that. And once we get the shop open again, there will be more cones. At the moment, they're in storage. Okay. What's today? Today's Saturday morning. Thank you very much. I now have a plethora of jobs here. I've got 2 packages from printers to open. I've got to do more carving. The printers are waiting upstairs. Do you think it's the wrong box? I don't think so, because it really says the same thing. Uchiwa e, fan-shaped pictures. And it matches very much. It's the same thing here. We see the same lettering on the prints themselves. Uchiwa e, in the same kanji, the same things. So I think the box really does fit with this. Anyway, I'm out of here. I forgot to bring my mask, so I can't mask up here to say goodbye to you today. No problem. All right, thanks for watching. Back here again Monday morning, 2 days from now, minus 90 minutes. It's been a bit of a scattered stream today, but I did get some work done. More coming up. Thanks for now. See you later. Bye-bye for now.